Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Today I just received my new Nespresso order. Was running low on some of my standards, including Arpeggio, which the Arpeggio makes a great latte. So I use those a lot, and I actually brew the Arpeggio as a ristretto shot, and I'll do two of those together with milk-based drinks. I have my Roma, which is also good. Arpeggio is rated as a 9, and you can brew that as either a ristretto or an espresso. And then Roma intensity is an 8, and that you can do a ristretto or an espresso. Both of these are really good with milk-based drinks. I also ordered a ristretto. I haven't had these in a while. These are really good by themselves or with milk-based drinks. A ristretto is a 10, and that can be brewed as either a ristretto or espresso. But what we're here today to talk about is the limited edition Nespresso Selection Vintage Origin Colombia 2014. So when I just got the email on this last week. I'm like, vintage coffee. All right, so, you know, they've got some good marketing at play here. Vintage coffee, usually there's vintage wine, vintage whiskey, vintage scotch, but a vintage coffee, what the heck? So I wanted to go ahead and give it a try. Their description here, or actually first let's look at the intensity, is a 7. It can be brewed as an espresso. So they're recommending an espresso shot. The description here, let's see if we can read this together, is a limited edition Nespresso Selection Vintage 2014 is the result of 3 years of sophisticated care and expertise. The time spent under controlled aging has resulted in a complex taste with refined woody notes, softened fruity notes, and a smooth velvety texture. Alright, and I think I also read online, if I recall, they were talking a little bit about years gone by when coffee would be harvested, roasted, and then transported across the oceans to various places, the US and other countries. Over time, the coffee aged, and so I think what they're trying to do, from what I was reading online with the Selection Vintage 2014, is to replicate that same aging of years gone by. So I don't know, you know, aging of wine and alcohol, I understand, but the aging of coffee, I don't quite get. So we'll see. So let's go ahead and tear it into one. Very cool little rosé colored capsule here. Got a nice little, it almost looks like a cork. Selection Vintage 2014. Again, there's like this whole play on wine and alcohol, but let's go ahead and turn the machine on. If you haven't seen my reviews of the Breville Creatista Plus for Nespresso, it's a fantastic machine. Be sure to check that out. They recommend brewing as an espresso, so I'm going to set the espresso shot. I'm going to go ahead, make sure that all capsules that my last capsule is dispensed. I'm going to brew a blank espresso shot. So I've had the question a lot of times, can I brew just hot water? Yes, you can. Simply run the water without a capsule. So this will allow you to heat up your cup. And once it's heated, we'll go ahead and dump that out. Nice and hot. And let's put our Vintage 2014 capsule in and brew our espresso. So it's a blonde, a little more blonde, not a dark roast. And the description, again, says it is has refined woody notes, softened fruity notes with a smooth velvety texture. All right, so let's zoom back out here and let's look at the crema. Get a decent layer of crema. Give it the nose test. It's a medium boldness, not super bold. Softened fruity notes and smooth velvety texture, refined woody. I think I get some of the wood, refined, very faint. All right, let's go ahead and take a sip. First thing that I get is a little acid. A little bite from the acid. A little woody. I think the acids get me most of all. Softened fruity notes. Not really detecting any fruit. And it may be once it cools down as well. I've noticed some Nespressos, the flavor comes out based on temperature change. But right off the bat, I don't want to say a sharp acidic tone, but I definitely got hit with the acidity. It's good. Is it vintage 2014 good? I think we're at the point now with all of the variations of Grand Cru. I don't know, for me at some point they start to all blur together. However, I do drink lattes predominantly, and I found Arpeggio, Romas, and Ristretto capsules. And again, not to be confused with pulling a Ristretto shot, but the actual Ristretto capsule. These can be pulled or brewed as either a Ristretto or an espresso. But anyway, those I found are really good with milk. I mean, this is good. I don't know what all the hubbub is about. I'm definitely not wowed by it. So, I've got 2 boxes. I'll drink them. I'll probably see what they taste like with milk. It's not horrible. Something different. I mean, I definitely, if they would bring the Cafe de Cubicita back, that was by far, for me, the most standout Nespresso capsule that I've tasted. And I think at this point I've gone through every single Grand Cru and the most recent limited edition variations. That was fantastic. That definitely had the most distinct flavor of all. All right, whoops. Well, I'm going to try not to drop that. All right, well, I think that concludes my review of the Selection Vintage 2014 by Nespresso. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I will see you soon with the next review.